Koyo. I don't know how that's Koyo. I think it's Koyo, but I'm not sure. It's just the one that I want, I know that. All right, no bearing, okay, no bushing or anything on the back of it. Just gonna start that in there. 14. And that should be, what's the torque on that? 32 foot-pounds. Let's get our new tensioner pulley. So you see there's a shoulder bolt. It's in there like that. Don't forget that washer spacer that goes behind it. And it should be, this 25 foot-pounds. A little more. Okay. Okay, so this does have marks on it. I believe these two here, the solid ones, are the cams. The dotted one, the crankshaft. It makes sense if there's only one dotted into there's two solid lines. I've got my belt and marks lined up. You have to go counterclockwise. Start at the crank, get this one lined up, get that back one lined up, and your slack will be in here. I've got this pulley sitting in here just pushed in to keep that belt from dropping because it wants to come back a tooth on me. I'm just holding that belt up for right now. I'm getting ready to put this tensioner in. It does have a grenade pin. Leave the grenade pin in. I'm gonna weasel it in place now without knocking everything all over the place, I hope. We'll see. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We're going to find out. I'm just going to get started here. I got to push this all the way down, I think, to get that bolt in. As far as I can. Well, there's not a lot of room to get that. Just enough to get at it. I mean, just enough to get at it. But it's doable. All right, let me get those two bolts tightened up. I've got those just snugged up. I didn't torque them yet. I just want to see if I can do it this way. You definitely have to put this in first. Tensioner in first, and then this pulley. Just wanted to show you. So obviously I line my mark up on the crank, which is right here. It's at like 3 o'clock. There's a dot, I'll show it to you. That's where the line is. Went this way, got this cam first. You're gonna go counterclockwise when you're putting the belt on. Line my mark up here, go under here, line my mark up in the back because there's a mark on the belt. Make sure everything's lined up. And my cams haven't moved because I did this once and my cam rolled a little bit when I was putting the tensioner pulley in, and I had to roll it back a little bit. It actually rolled off the mark. It'll do that because it's right up on top. It just rolled a little bit, and I had to roll it back, line it up with the housing again on the back, and then reset my belt. But I've got my mark here lined up. I've got my mark on my back cam lined up. I've got my mark on my crank lined up at 3 o'clock with the dot on the face of the gear. That's at 3 o'clock. And I held it once I got this one in place, I put this little clamp on there to hold it. And once I got that back one in place, I've got I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of blue right at the top there. I've got a clothespin holding that so it can't come loose, basically. You want this tight. I've got that taken care of. Now, I'm going to torque my tensioner pulley and torque my tensioner to 20 foot-pounds. This is 25. And then I'm going to pull the pin. And then we're going to rotate this crank through 2 full revolutions and make sure we're not off a tooth or something. Maybe they have to line back up. We want to check that before we start putting things back together. All right, I didn't turn the camera back on, but I torqued my tensioner to 25, my 2 bolts for my tensioner pulley, my 2 bolts for my tensioner to 20, and then I pulled my pin. I left my clothespin on here and my little clamp, hold it in place. I checked the, oh, there goes my light, great. But I checked my marks one more time before I pulled that pin, pulled the pin and it tensions the belt. Let me get another light and we'll come back. I gotta put my lower cover and my mount, my lower mount on. Mount first. Mount's gotta go first. I just hit my light, you see that? Hit my light and it just acts up. Yep. Wow, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I gotta say. Come on, I got you off of here. You gotta go back on. Make sure I got this right here. You came off of here. I know you came off of here. Maybe it was down lower. I don't know. I don't know. It came off though. What am I doing here? Well, that was dumb on my part because I took them out to get the mount out. And I put them back in, not thinking. They can't be in there. They simply can't be in there. I got to pull this studs again. That's just dumb on my part, but I'd rather I made the mistake and it cost me more time and then you don't make the same mistake. Don't put those studs back in right away. Wait till you get the mount in. You probably have to set them in the mount when you're putting the mount in place and then screw them all the way in. Just wasn't too smart on my part. That's all. We'll put them in there partially. How's that sound? I think we might have to. Let's try not to drop anything. Weasel it back in place. Yeah, that works a little better. I will say that does work a little better when you do it like in the right order. There's that. There is that. Next is this plate. That has to go back on. You can see where it's up against the gear. So you'll put that side back in. Wiggle that on there just like that. Now the cover goes on. Bottom cover. Get a couple bolts started in that. Checking here to see what overlaps. I don't believe I can put, there's a hole for this bolt right here. I don't believe I can do that yet because it goes through both covers, I believe. So what I do want to do is put my 2 nuts back on these studs. Probably be a good idea on my mount. Try not to get too much out of order here because then I have to just rework everything. Done enough of that already. Just looking at my pile of parts and what I have left. Brackets. It's a 12 millimeter. I'm trying to put it on there with a 10. You can tell I'm getting tired. Big top cover's next. All right, let's see how badly I screwed up here. Now, I think I have to get that bottom in behind the bottom cover. Yeah, I do. I've got to get that in behind that bottom cover over here. Yeah, I knew that. Let me loosen that. There's 2 bolts I tightened on the bottom cover. Yeah, I'm going to loosen them up now. It's because I need to be able to move that cover around. More out of order stuff. All right, loosen that bottom cover. We're going to slide this in a little better now. it's back here behind this mount, which you have to kind of weasel in behind the other cover. It's not in the right spot right now. It's got to go behind it. It's in front of it. It's hard to see it, I know. But it's got to go back in here, which is why I loosened the bottom cover so I can kind of pull it out. There we go. Pulled that bottom cover out. Now I can put bolts in. Get this thing back in the way it should be. Get a couple on the top. Just get them started. I hope. Maybe. Something like that. Yeah, don't tighten them up. Just get them started. Oh, no big deal. I don't know what you can even see. The lighting is terrible. Let me move my light. So what happens when you take too long, you run out of lighting. And then your light doesn't want to work. Man, oh man, is this thing giving me grief. It's about to be retired in favor of a light that actually works. All right, one there. Got one down here. Get that in place. That's started. Okay. Up here. I know this is exciting. Not a whole lot to see. All right, I know there's one all the way in the back. So I fought with it coming out. I was stupid when I took it out because I had this top mount in. It made it much, much harder, so I got to sneak my hand back in there, find it, and actually get it started. Oh, it started. I got it started though. I think I have two left. All right, got that started. I got the two down here that go through the cover here, so I have two bolts left. That's good. Don't crush these. These are, you know, very little. Just snug them up. Don't. They're going into plastic. Oh, sure. It's my light. Stop it, light. All right, I got to put my bracket in for my power steering pump before I put this mount back in. I want to do that just to make it a little easier. Look at that, we're right back on since I cleaned that post up. I'm gonna go wire wheel these, just makes them go in easier. Get a little bit of corrosion off of them. Push them down. I forgot my alternator bracket that goes onto here. Let me think for a second. And I've got another bracket sitting here. Yeah, I've got two brackets I have to put back in here, which might have been smarter to do. Actually, it goes like this. So let me put that in. Flip it in behind. I got to undo that 12 there. My sequencing is terrible today. Just awful. Oh boy, I got two brackets up here. I got this one. I gotta figure out where that goes. I don't remember. I know where this one goes though. Pretty sure it goes right here. That's it, light. Keep giving me grief. Wouldn't want to actually just cooperate. Get this bracket. Goes like this. I don't know. Maybe? I don't think so. I think it goes here. Well, if that doesn't go there, it's an awful good looking fit for not going there. I don't think that's right though, is it? Yeah, it's right. I think it is right actually. Is that the right bolt? I don't know. Let's see if that's the right bolt. Yeah, that's the right bolt. That is. It's just that guy's in the house. We have a guy called that guy. Who's really us. Whenever we screw stuff up, that was that guy. Hate that guy. That guy's a pain. Alright. Got a, now, I have an electrical connector back there I have to hook up too. I know I do. Yeah, that's what that goes on that back bolt. I remember that now. So, ground wire. Important. Ground wires are very important. If you don't think so, disconnect them. See how they make out. Let me know. Of course, I already know how it's going to go, but it'll be fun to hear. Alright, get this guy. Hook my bracket for my electrical connector back up, which I remember now. Just getting everything back where it's supposed to be. I'm really surprised I remembered that, to tell you the truth. Usually that'd be the one I forget. Like, why is this thing not... Where is that? What goes there? We're not even at a fun part of putting the crank pulley back on yet. I'm on a balancer. Alright. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just taking a while. It's funny. You know, I don't know, 75 to 100 jobs a year. You know, it's not my job. It's just something I like doing. A couple jobs a week usually. I got this out of here, but it was tough. I remember getting it out was not easy. And when you don't do this, and you get new cars that you don't do, it takes you twice as long the first time when you do them. It really does. Okay, this is going to go like so. Oh, we don't want to crush that. It's going to go like that. And no, it's not. It's going to go... Really? It's going to go like that? That doesn't seem right, does it? Well, no, it's not right because I'm above this thinking thing. Man, right, can you tell I'm tired? Can you tell? There's nothing. Just not, my brain isn't working right now. Alright, let's see if we can get this lined up. Where are you? Oh, you gotta come up. Come on up then. There we go. Let's get that started. Alright. Now the fun one to get back in, which I'm sure is going to be a lot of fun. Looks pretty good. Which, of course, means it's not, but it looks pretty good. Oh, yeah, look at that light joining the game here. Come on, you came out of here. You got to go back in. Came out. You got to go back in. There it goes. Well, something listened. Not much ever does, but something listened. I think most of these are 14 millimeter. Honestly. Except for these little guys who are 10. And we'll snug them back up. These are probably 12s. Snug that one up. Reach down here. Snug that one up. Good. I think these are 12s. Yep. I've got a 14. I need a 12 extension for back in there. It's like a strobe light. Can't get it down. Definitely can't get it that one. I need like just a little bit longer extension for that. Get it that. You didn't think I was going to forget this one, did you? Done up here. No parts left. It's going to install a crank. Pulley. So we're going to line a keyway up. Key is right there, about 10 o'clock. As easy as this came off, I think I'll be able to just, whoa, I'm off to a good start. I think I'll be able to just pull this back on with the bolt, because I think it's going to go on really easily. If it doesn't, then I'll have to get a installer out. But I think, given how, given how it came off, I think I'll be able to pull this most of the way on. And it just went right on there pretty well with the bolt. And then I'll have to put the holder on there. There's a special holder that uses these two bolt holes. And we'll use that to finish it up. I'm just going to knock my... I am struggling. It's late. I couldn't sleep. So I figured I'd get up and get some more work done since I can't sleep. Might as well not lay there and do nothing. Just at some point this is going to fetch up and it's going to start turning the crank, and then I'm going to have to put the tool on there. But most of it, it's almost all the way on now. So I'm just going to have to torque this down. I think it's 162 foot-pounds. There it is right there. So it's kind of cinched up there. So I've got to get the tool out. Let me install the tool. A long extension here. We're going to give this a shot at 162 foot-pounds. It's probably going to take just about everything I have. Oh, there it is. 162. Went better than I thought. Now I can put my belts on, adjust my power steering pulley, adjust my alternator, and we're almost there. Have to put coolant, upper and lower radiator hose. I'm replacing. Man, I can't even speak. Replacing both of them, and refill it with coolant, and we'll start it up. got the power steering belt in. This bracket here, took this top bolt completely out, loosened this, let the bracket fall out of the way, and used the pry bar, push up on that arm that this thing bolts to. I pushed it way up as far as I could, got the belt on, then I had to go up top and reach down with a long pry bar and just tap on the end of it with a hammer after I got the belt in place. Oh, I should back up a little bit. I tapped it down enough to get this bolt into this groove here. You can see a little bit of it. I left this close to tight but still movable because it needs to be able to pivot a little bit. And then I tapped down on that arm. You have just enough room to get on that arm. I tapped it down until I got the tension I want, and then I tightened both bolts. A little bit tough to get at with a long pry bar. It's not bad. I'm going to put the main drive belt on now, the accessory belt, or the AC and alternator, and finish it up. Main belt's back on. I just lost my light again. I'm doing so well with the light, but the two bolts down there on the bottom of the alternator, the one facing me, and my light is just going, and the one facing the front, they both seized. One broke. That was the first bolt broke coming out, and the other one was seized. The adjuster was seized, so I had to take both of them out. Earlier I did this before, and re-drill them, re-thread them, fix them, but everything's good now. Everything's hooked up. Just got to do the coolant, and then we can start it up, see how it runs. Filled the coolant up. Everything's back together. We're going to start this thing up, hopefully. See how it does. Belt squeal, so I'm going to have to probably tighten one of the belts a little more, but tighten that, fix that. See how it does here. I'm just going to let that run for a little bit, let it come up to temperature, make sure I don't have any leaks anywhere. I don't see any right now. I don't expect to see any. I certainly hope I won't see any. Right now, it sounds good. Well, that's it for the 2004 Toyota Sienna timing belt. I'm actually shooting this, I don't know, several weeks after I did the job because I forgot to shoot it and didn't realize until I went to process the video and finish it up. But no problems. Been driving it. It's my daily driver. I've been driving it for a couple months, close to a couple months. No issues. It's running fine. Not terribly difficult job. You need that holder to put that, to re-torque that crankshaft bolt. And you possibly need that socket that I showed that's the heavy socket. Otherwise, sometimes they don't want to come off. But just take your time if you're going to do it. Double check your stuff, make sure everything's okay, but it's running fine. If you have this problem or need to do this, it's really just regular maintenance for your Toyota Sienna. I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.